Welcome back for episode 2 of DevGround, Deathground's devlog keeping you in the loop leading up to launch. Thank you so much for your support after we dropped our first episode. After all the challenges we've faced throughout development, it's honestly so uplifting for the team knowing you're excited to play Deathground. We've seen your questions and comments from last time, and I'll try to cover a few of them over this video. But if you're joining us for the first time, check out episode 1 for a full breakdown of Deathground's juiciest updates. But if you're ready now, let's get into it. Oh, and stay tuned until the end for a little announcement. Let's jump straight into maps again to start. Last month, we told you that our alpha-pledged Kickstarter backers were currently playtesting our power plant map. We're just around the corner from unlocking the next map and mission objectives for them to try. Soon, they'll be heading into our agricultural facility, the greenhouse map. We actually teased a couple of shots of this map in its blockout form in episode 1, and while we don't want to reveal too much, here's a little taste of how the greenhouse map looked after its first dressing and lighting pass. This map may look like a breath of fresh air in comparison to the others you've already seen, but let me assure you, it's still dangerous, and the dinosaurs that roam around will be just as breathtaking. Get it? Because they're gonna take your last breath. Never mind. Okay, I hear you. Let's talk about Deathground's dinosaurs next. Surprising no one, our raptors continue to be a work in progress. You've probably put 2 and 2 together that they're the stars of Deathground right now and need the most training when it comes to AI. Before, hiding spaces were a place of refuge where you could remain hidden. However, now that we've added further AI behaviors and tricks, the raptors are far more thorough with their investigations and tracking you down. If you're seen going in, you are coming straight back out. We've seen comments on the raptor's speed and know that some of you think they're a bit slower than desired. Firstly, balancing the Dino AI is a constant feedback-fed process. And as a survival horror game, there's a purposeful and specific relation between the raptor speed and the character speed, as well as in relation to the environment itself. Players, you're going to need a chance to get away. Secondly, it's very different playing than watching, but we hear you and we're going to keep tinkering away at this with more testing and feedback. Basically, if you find yourself in a tricky situation with a raptor, we're not setting you up to die straight away. Depending on your health, you might be able to escape. I know that last comment's really going to bug some of you. Hear me out though. Getting caught all the time by a highly intelligent, overpowered dinosaur wouldn't be a very fun game. It's the thrill of the chase that counts, and that's what we're working towards. And maybe Deathground's dinosaurs like to play with their food. Of course, there's going to be situations where instant death is on the menu. I guess it depends on who you're dining with. Anyone intrigued by animation? Here's a little behind the scenes glory for you. Our animator captures a lot of her references to block out not only the player's movement, but the raptors too. Here's the origin story of the player getting evicted from a hiding space. What a character. Speaking of, last month we mentioned that along with the medic joining the squad as a playable character option, the MedKit was also being added as a primary loadout option too. While you'll be able to find healing resources around each map, the medkit will be one of the strongest healing resources there is. Whoever has a medkit in their inventory will be able to patch themselves up, heal others, and helps downed teammates before they bleed out. Of course, if you can reach their body before a raptor does. And if hits the fan, you can revive your teammates. You just need to find a respawn pod. In general, we've been improving the player's inventory and control bindings. To help free up an inventory slot, the torch item is now head-mounted to all characters. This means that you can now toggle the torch on and off while carrying other items, and will come particularly handy for carrying those two-handed, heavier items around the map. After some initial playtesting feedback, we've also updated a few of our control bindings. Players now have the ability to quick peek, toggle crouch as well as normal crouch, and the look back feature has also been improved with both functionality and animations. Like with everything else that we've shown you, there'll be more passes and polish to come, including a major optimization pass during beta. Let's wrap up this episode with our announcement. Deathground is going to feature in the Feature Game Show, presented by this year's hosts Jennifer English and Nolan North. The Spring Showcase will be live streamed at 8 PM GMT on Thursday 20th of March, and it will feature exclusive Deathground gameplay content that you haven't seen yet. I really wanted to show you a couple more things for this episode, but I don't want to spoil anything from the feature. So that's all for now, gamers. Enjoy the show later this month, and I'll see you next time for more Deathground dev updates.